And of course, there were challenges that they identified for us. And again, we heard about this from Carrie, that there are still very traditional trappings that people associate with us, that they still see church first and foremost rather than the religious process that we're trying to describe. And if you look at, the traditional order of service for most of our congregations, it's very Protestant, it's very tight, etc. We have a reputation for being kind of silly at times. We're the butt of a lot of jokes. Garrison Keillor loves to take us on. But despite the fact that we have on the one hand this kind of positive reputation, on the other hand, it's this, UUs can believe whatever they want, all over the map kind of thing. I am completely convinced that Barack Obama would be a Unitarian Universalist if it wasn't considered silly, that he would not take some political hit for it. But everything I've heard him describe about his own spiritual life tells me he would be a Unitarian Universalist if it were more publicly acceptable. We have an aging and declining membership, not so much as others, but still so. We have a shrinking traditional funding base. We have a lack of clarity about what we're trying to say about ourselves. And we have a lack of consistency in our congregations and communities. And this was the biggest challenge with the last campaign. Do you remember the last media campaign that we did? You could have some really exciting kinds of concepts that you could put in front of people, but if then they were going to go to a congregation that did not match the experience of what that was trying to say, you've lost them forever. They're never going to trust that image again. So one of the challenges that we've had in the past is feeling like, well, we have to work on getting all of our congregations as healthy and vibrant as possible. That is an ongoing work of ours. We do that all the time. We're going to continue to do that as much as possible. But now, with new technologies, we have an opportunity to do things, to be able to provide a promise that doesn't have to be kept by every congregation. Does that make sense? And we have an unclear ask and an unclear promise. So one of the things you have to be clear about is, what are you asking of people? If you're saying, well, come and join us, what do we want them to do? What is it we want them to do? So we've been having long, serious conversations about that here. And then what are we going to promise them? What is the experience that they're going to have?